Hello, more Mazda stuff. This time not engine stuff. Engine wise it's going perfect. Just haven't managed to sort out a rocker cover for it, so be able to bolt in the coils. So I just made up these nasty little metal tabs to hold them in there, stop them popping out. They popped out a few times and started misfiring and that, so I just thought I'd whip something up like that for now till I can sort out a rocker cover. This time I am doing interior stuff and fitting these MPS seats. As you can see, I've got one in. I've had the seats laying around, so I thought may as well use them. They sort of hug you better and a little bit more comfortable than the factory Mazda 3 ones. But these, so I've got the driver's ones sorted, and they're not a simple bolt-in. Well, they kind of are, but not. Just got to swap the rails over. Well, the whole seat base, not just the rails. It's all one piece in these, so we'll sort of go in and I'll show you what's involved in doing that. First of all, we'll get this seat out. It's quite simple. Just got to pop those plastic covers off. Some of them are missing on this one, so pop them off and unbolt it and unplug the plug underneath, and out she comes. So I've got all the little covers off. See the back ones now as well. They're all just held on with little clips inside there, so you pretty much just grab it with your fingers and pull it off. Now the bolts are 14mm. We just get rattle gun, get them off. That's those, and slide the seat forward. Slide it right forward, then you can get to the back ones easier. Sort of down the side there. Pop them out. That's the seat unbolted. I normally chuck it sort of halfway down so it's none of the rails are sticking out and risk damaging the dashboard or the paint on the car. Now we see the big ugly plug there. It's just got a little plastic bit that we push in. That in with your fingers and then pull the little handle up, and that unplugs. Then we lift it out. If you use two hands for it, I also pull the headrest out as well. Makes it a little bit easier. Alright, got the two seats side by side. Now I'll try to show you as much of the process of getting the seat base off as I can. Reason we have to change that over is because the buckles are different, so that's just your standard buckle. It's got the wire going to it for the seatbelt light, and then this one that come out of the car has got the pre-tensioner on it. We can't just swap that over because there's a couple differences. That one's got a locating pin there, whereas the locating pin on this one is up above it. But also the distance from the bolt hole to this little curved bit is longer on this one, I think. So when we bolt it up, it actually interferes with the pre-tensioner canister, and it you can't bolt it up pretty much. So swap the whole seat base over just because of that. Otherwise, they're identical. But the MPS seats also have an airbag in the side of them. So if I flip that up, see the plug on this one's got the yellow plug there for your airbag, and then the wire that runs up to the inside of the seat, because this one just has the one plug for the light. So we'll get swapping all that over, see how it's done. It is pretty simple. So to get the bottom of the seat off, I just pull this plastic part off the little bracket that it's on. There's just a clip and it slides off, and then I also pull the little plug out of this, because we'll just swap that over to that one. It just makes it easier. You know, it's the same as what's in the car. And so we're pretty much unbolting this whole part from the seat rails. There's four 12mm bolts there that hold that on, but the material actually wraps around a bar in the back as well, so that just pops off by pulling those two little metal tabs down. And then that all goes down like that. I'll get that plug off first, and then we'll unbolt that and pull it off. We've got our little plug block thing off. You just have to sort of lift that up, that little tab there, and it just slides off the little bracket there. Just have to sort of bend that down a bit to be able to get in there, otherwise it's easy enough. And then there's just another little one of those tabs that clips onto what is it? Clips onto there on the plug, and then you can slide it out. And that all comes out, and that'll come off with the frame as well, and it won't get all tangled up and shit. Now it's just these 4 bolts to undo, and then that'll come off. Try to get all these. Keep all those. Chuck them in a pile, and then that bottom part comes off. Okay, so this one didn't actually have the bar there. It must be for the height adjuster. That's all good. 4 bolts and she's off. Now we need to get the seat back off. And that there's two nuts on one side up here, and then 2 nuts on the other side, or 2 bolts and 2 nuts, can't remember, we'll see in a minute. But to get to those, we just have to pop the little plastic clip under here that holds the material on. It's just got a little plastic bit that slots into the groove inside there, holds that on. You just pull it round. So you can see we can then slide the material up, and we'll see 2 bolts in there. They're a little bit tight to get to, but you can get to them without pulling the whole thing off. So I'll do that on both sides, get both of them off, and then we'll start working on the other side. Right, so I got it to just a seat base. Yeah, there's 2 nuts on one side, 2 bolts on the other. So see the nuts go on that one there, there's studs on there. And then a couple of threaded bolt holes in there, and then you end up with a seat base like that. Now I'll do pretty much the same thing on this one, and get it all bolted onto there. It's easy. The passenger side is actually easier than the driver's side, because the driver's side has all the height adjustment on the seat base, whereas the passenger's hasn't got it, so you've got a whole lot less mechanism to work around. So yeah, I'll get that swapped over and let you know if there's any differences between the MPS and the Axela ones. Right, so there it is, all done, all complete. That's the a bit of a wet patch there. That's the Mazda MPS, Mazda Axela MPS seat on the Mazda Axela Mazda 3 SP23 seat rails. Another difference with the passenger one is the MPS seat has a weight pad in the bottom of it. Obviously that senses when there's a passenger in there, so it turns the airbag system on this side. So I just left that in there, just cut the wires to it. I don't need it in there. The SP23 doesn't run that system, so let's do that. Also cut the wires to the side airbag, and the rest of it was all pretty much the same. The other difference with the MPS seats is on the back. So you pop that clip off in the material there to be able to get access to those side nuts and bolts, but they also run a zip up the side, so it makes it a little bit easier than the SP23 ones. Now it's just simple as bolting it in there, bolting it into the car, and she's all done. There you go, that's the MPS seats and the SP23. I've seen on a lot of the forums and that, people saying that they're a direct bolt in, unbolt from the car and bolt into your car, but they're not. Still semi-bolt in, just matter of swapping over those seat bases and that. So fairly straightforward, fairly simple. Yeah, a lot more comfortable. They hold you in the seat a lot better if you're inclined on going around corners faster than these. Yeah, they also look a whole lot better, don't they? Alright, so that's that. Cheers for watching. Got another video coming up on this too with some more modifications. Keep an eye out for that, that'll be up soon. Cheers.